Everyone in the Harry Potter universe uses magic completely wrong. They could be doing world-breaking or absolute god-tier level magic, completely changing the world, or at the very least, enriching themselves into utter oblivion. Instead, this is the magic they do.
Eat slugs!
With the properly aligned magical approach, we can completely
break the world,
bending it to our will with just 4 spells. And, in my favorite scenario, become filthy, filthy rich. Well, that all brings us to the first question, which is why are some people in the Harry Potter universe clearly wealthy, while others are so poor? The Weasleys clearly are not the richest family, but the Malfoys appear to be loaded. The solution to them breaking the world and becoming filthy, filthy rich is so straightforward with this one spell, it's shocking that they haven't done so. But before we get to that spell, we need to know a couple of key components, and that is the galleon. There are 2 types of money in the Harry Potter universe, wizard money and muggle money. Wizard money only works with wizards, and muggle money only works with muggles. And the wizard money is about as secure as it comes. But muggle money, on the other hand, well, it's just paper and coins. So, would muggle money benefit non-muggles? Why, yes. Yes, it would. If only there was some way to acquire large amounts of muggle money. Oh, but there is! That spell is called the doubling charm. And you guessed it, it doubles things. There are only a small amount of slightly inconvenient and completely avoidable laws that could curb the spell's effects. But honestly, if the muggles don't know you're using it, then what's the harm? I mean, if you just went and got a few pieces of paper and doubled them a few million times, I mean, all you've really done is made a bunch of paper in your wizard house. So going down to your nearest home for sale, buying it outright in cash, shouldn't ruffle any feathers with the wizards or the muggles. And if that doesn't ruffle any feathers, then why not just
buy everything?
That's right. Duplicate all the cash, randomize all the serial numbers magically, then achieve
ultimate economic superiority.
Well, naturally, this wouldn't necessarily create a wealth of galleons per se, so you wouldn't be rich in the wizard world, but who knows what you could do with all that real estate. And they could at least buy nice custom clothes from the muggles, so Ron wouldn't have to wear those stupid dresses. Well, that's one way that our favorite characters could shift just the slightest bit of thinking to totally conquer the world, and that's just with one spell. And there's even some hope that Hermione could eventually get to the absolute god tier state and unlocking her mind become entirely enlightened. She created one of the most powerful and totally world-breaking items ever. You might be thinking about the fake galleon coins she made. In case you don't know, when Professor Umbridge took over Hogwarts and Hermione helped organize Dumbledore's army, Hermione invented a clever way to communicate with everyone by using a code on some enchanted fake galleons. While this was a clever little spell and definitely has some world-breaking characteristics, this is not the overpowered item. It is instead this.
You joking?
Hermione created, secretly breaking the law mind you, one of the most powerful items ever to exist. It is the item of legend in other universes, aptly titled the Bag of Holding. Hermione used an advanced spell called the Extension Charm to create the bag. This single charm is one of the most insane and overpowered spells that could ever exist. It has the ability to expand rooms and spaces magically into a physically impossible degree. Now, if you're like me and have already started to consider the mind-blowing applications of this, then you are in good company. And the magical laws around this, they can be avoided. The smuggling operations that could be performed with this one spell could create a true thieves guild unlike what the world has ever seen. Now, it needs to be said that there are actually 2 characters that get the closest to the truest magical enlightenment, and that would be the Weasley twins. They demonstrate one of the most profound and literal world-breaking magic enchantments that could possibly ever exist. Naturally, there are no true enlightened magical sages to lead them on the proper path, so they don't fully get to achieve it. And of course, there's the devastating loss of Fred. Regardless, these 2 have demonstrated, and maybe invented, one of the most powerful magic spells with extreme world-bending impact, and clearly get the closest to the true awakening and absolute economic dominance. So, which one of their many spells can break the whole world? It is in fact one of their inventions, the portable swamp. This isn't shown in the films, but in the books, the Weasley twins create a portable swamp which can turn any interior interior space or exterior space into a full-blown real swamp. This singular device is perhaps one of the most outrageous and ingenious of the lot. They demonstrate the ability to completely terraform any location into any environment that is magically available. That is
Overpowered.
could they transform a bedroom into a gold mine? It may just be possible, which means that you would have a steady source wherever you want of gold. Then all you have to do is have the goblins mint you some galleons, and then you're filthy rich in the wizarding world. This could be a violation of Gamp's law, but as we don't know what 4 of the 5 components are, this could be completely possible. Now, all 3 of those are incredibly world-breaking by themselves, but there's one more that must be covered. The final crazy world-breaking spell is actually a combination of 2 different spells, but they are in the same category, you'll see. These are common spells that tons of adults use, and it's baffling at how incredibly overpowered they are, and would change literally everything if everyone gave these more attention. Now, of course, there are some dangers with one half of what I'm talking about, but on the other hand, there are no risks. So what is it? Well, it's apparition and, more broadly, teleportation magic. This needs to be broken down into 2 categories here. Apparition can be very dangerous for a person to teleport, and it gets more lethal the further the distance traveled. And yes, there are charms that can block people from apparating, minor inconveniences when we're talking about teleporting anywhere. Obviously, the ability to teleport yourself anywhere is completely broken magic ability to have. We're not going to focus on that too much. No, there are other forms of teleportation used all the time, like to teleport food, luggage, or any other object. The only limitation that we can tell with teleporting objects is a requirement to roughly know where the object is. You don't need to know exactly where it is. Going back to our first spell, if you just roughly know where all the muggle money is in a vault, then you can easily teleport all that cash to wherever you like. And I think you know what that means.
Absolute riches.
Without any of the other spells, even apparition, just the ability to teleport objects around shakes the very foundation of the globe and offers opportunities of untold riches to the shrewd caster. So naturally, with these 4 spells combined, your future is limitless, and there's no need for the Weasleys to be poor. You have an endless muggle economic potential by teleporting as much cash from their vaults as you could possibly imagine, preferably only a few dollars just to stay unnoticed. Then copy all the cash with a duplication spell, add in completely terraforming a magically expanded closet into a gold mine to create as much gold as you could ever want, and with these 4 simple spells, there's simply no reason at all that you cannot rise to
Absolute economic dominance.
But anyway, if you enjoyed this journey of ridiculous Harry Potter theories, then it would mean a lot if you would subscribe. And you may or may not enjoy this completely outrageous theory about the true nature of Harry and Hermione. Later.